Welcome to another episode of the Tobago House of Assembly's Post-Executive Council Media Briefing. This week, the Secretary of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment, and the Secretary of Community Development and Culture addressed the media.
Firstly, let me talk to the matter that is taking place, situation that is taking place between the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association and the division. The Division of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment has agreed that the upper floor of the Studley Park fishing facility will be used for ATFA meeting room. A sign will be placed on the building advising of their presence in that area. Discussions were held in a very friendly manner, and this is to be continued not only with the All Fisherfolk Association, but all other stakeholders in the industry on the island. A memorandum of understanding is to be signed by the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association and the Division of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment by Tuesday, 3rd November 2015. To finalize this agreement where the memorandum of understanding is concerned. The memorandum of understanding is to state the terms and conditions agreed upon by both parties. Just want to give you some information on the Goldsboro, in the Goldsboro agricultural estate. That is one of the most active and industrious farming estate across Tobago. And access to water for irrigation is the most challenging hindrance to the farmers who farm on the estate at this moment. There is currently limited water supply, mainly in the dry season, because there isn't sufficient water supply coming from our state institution, WASA. However, investigation have shown that an active river course passes through the estate, and if tapped, should provide necessary supplements of water for adequate use by the farmers. This natural water course will also be good for the crops as it contains no chlorine. Because when we are going to be tapping into a natural water system, which is the river course. As a result of that, we expect that the agro-industry that is on our island will flourish. And the Division of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, and the Environment has decided that in order to bring some opportunities of water supplies to the farmers in the area, we will establish 2 irrigation pumps housed in the vicinity, and a connection of a robust network of irrigation lines to assist the farmers in this area would be put in place. The implementation of a proper irrigation system will enhance many areas in the agricultural sector. One, it will minimize the loss of produce in the dry season, or which the farmers in that specific area suffers tremendously due to the lack of water for irrigation. We also will see a positive coming from the water supply there in the increase of food production. And you know, generally, as was stated before, that specific area has a wide cross-section of farmers who deal in various food crop production. It is expected that we, at the division, working together with the farmers, will increase production so that we can realize food security for Tobago in the shortest possible time. With that intervention, it is expected that the irrigation system that will be put in place to cover both the pig farm road farmers and the cow farm road farmers, if you get a clear idea of that specific area, far right, far left, and that general area, including the Lur estate, the farmers that do farming in the Lur estate area, they too will be facilitated in this movement, or in this putting in place the irrigation system that is going to be necessary for the farming community. It is expected that this irrigation system will cost us approximately $10.5 million. I do not see that as monies that will go to waste. It will only get towards the improvement and the development of the agricultural sector in that specific area, and by extension throughout Tobago. World Food Day, I guess that many of you would have had the privilege of being out at the Dwight York Stadium parade car park, or parade park. And it was all in the annual observance of what you consider as World Food Day. This World Food Day is usually celebrated on the 16th of October in each year. And the Division of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment held an awareness walk against hunger from Tambourine Square to the division's Botanical Gardens, Lower Scarborough. Staff of the division and the school's 4-H clubs were all present, and I must say I appreciated the turnout to that specific event. We would have had close to 400 or 500 students and teachers out there, showing solidarity for the hungry people throughout the world, and to sort of boost or to give a fillip to the agricultural sector. And it brings joy to my heart when I did see the amount of children who really came out to participate, because the joy came because I could have been rest assured that the young people will certainly gravitate towards agriculture. We at the division will continue to support the agricultural sector and to ensure that the young people are fully involved in all aspects of agriculture. The World Food Day celebrations was celebrated only last Wednesday and Thursday. I want to personally and publicly congratulate all the individuals, organizations, and institutions throughout Tobago, nationally and regionally, for participating in our World Food Day exhibition here in Tobago. I must also say, of a population of 60,000, approximately 60,000 people, we had more than 10% of the population coming out there to support and to get involved in this World Food Day exhibition. We had approximately or over 6,000 individuals passing through the area there over the two days of two-day event. And again, our students, teachers, and a great deal of adults were seen at the venue, very visible at the venue, and participated by either purchasing or was able to see some of the technical systems that we would have had on display in the area out at the Dwight York Stadium. I want to indicate to the public that we are going to step up our many programs within the division, particularly the incentive program that will give farmers startup capital to do their farming, and to ensure that the divisions offer the technical advice that is necessary so that farmers could have the best yield coming from their produce. It is very important that we stay with our technical, the technical people coming out of the division, because we are also stepping up or empowering our field officers to be out there so as to be with the farmers, join with the farmers, assist the farmers, support the farmers, encourage the farmers towards planting the best product and to get the best yield coming from the product and the best price for the product. I am once again to congratulate the World Food Day Committee which comprise of officers from the division, and to also show appreciative I am to the wide cross-section of individuals, organizations, and private sector, and the private sector for their participation in this year's 2015 World Food Days celebration.
The division continues to train many persons throughout communities in many different areas of our vocational skills. But there's one area that we have lent some focus to recently, and that is the area of our fashion industry. We continue to train persons in garment construction, in designs, and they usually satisfy the local market by providing for us the costuming for many of our activities. Many of them had the opportunity to contribute to the constructing of the costumes for our opening night of our heritage, and of course would have participated with many of the queens during our personality show. However, the division recognizes that if we are to truly be a part of the diversification thrust of the Tobago economy and to have meaningful contributions to the gross domestic product, that it means we must be willing to leave our shores and find placement of our goods and services beyond the borders of Tobago. This thought pattern is what would have led to the birth of Fashion Vanguard. Fashion Vanguard is a collaboration between a private sector fashion management company and the called Vice Versa, and the Tobago House of Assembly through the Division of Community Development and Culture. And recently we would have gone to Japan in the last month and would have taken 4 designers but 6 product lines to Japan. And persons would probably ask, why Japan? Tokyo is considered one of the most fashion-forward capitals in all of the 5 fashion capitals of the world. When you consider Paris, London, New York, Milan, Tokyo stands out at the front of them. And as such, we chose to go to Tokyo because of the ready market. We understood that if you could penetrate the Tokyo market, you can penetrate the rest of the world from Tokyo. Also, the Tokyo market, they are known to be loyal to the brand. And so once you are accepted within there, they will be loyal to the brand coming out. And so for those reasons, amongst others, we would have chosen Tokyo and we would have visited Tokyo. Coming out of Tokyo, they actually had 12 on-site pieces being bought, and they represented 3 stores within the Tokyo area. In addition to that, we have had 107 buyers show interest, and currently they're actively sending them the product lines along with the costing of those product lines. And so we are expecting to have some additional purchases and follow-up coming out of that activity. But in addition to that, we always speak to our collaboration with private sector in order to strengthen them. And coming out of that, Vice Versa Limited, they were not just appointed the agents for Trinidad and Tobago, but they were appointed the agents for the whole Caribbean region to represent at the Tokyo, at upcoming Tokyo fashion shows. We followed that up with the recent buyers meeting held this weekend past, the 25th was it the 24th, at the Lowlands Community Center. And we were very proud that we can actually use our Lowlands Facility Center in that capacity, and it showed very well. But we were able to bring in 15 buyers from across the world. representing stores in New York, Atlanta, New Jersey, Fort-de-France in Martinique, Guadeloupe, London, and Canada. And this time we invited our Trinidad designers to be there with us. So in all, there were 12 designers on site for the weekend, 6 from Tobago and 6 from Trinidad. In addition to that, we had some of our local persons who were emerging in their areas were also on site with them. They were able to sell at least 170 pieces on that day, with a potential to triple that figure over the next 2 weeks. And so we are certainly looking forward to the outcome of those activities within the near future. All of the designers from Tobago received orders and will be in international stores coming out of that venture. On the same day, as part of the activity of the season, and we called it Fashion Meets Carnival, on the same day, in the afternoon, we had the carnival launch, where we continue to partner again with private sector to do our carnival launches. In the first year, in 2013, we would have partnered with the Magdalena Hotel. Last year, we partnered with the Crown Point community. And this year, we have partnered with the Lowlands Mall facility, where we hosted a very successful carnival launch with the theme Celebration in Paradise. And the theme is important because as we celebrate Tobago Day, the transition from the Tobago House of Assembly to Tobago Day on the December 4th, we felt that, in celebrating the Tobago Day, what better way to celebrate it than with a theme, Celebration in Paradise, for our carnival experience. And that is celebrating all that makes us the capital of paradise: our creativity, the people, the food, our environment, the flora and the fauna. And certainly that is a very fitting theme for this year's Tobago Carnival. We will see the birth of a number of new initiatives that tend to focus more on the youth and communities. And so one of the suggestions is that we will have a carnival jamboree where 8 communities will experience the Pan, Calypso, and Traditional Mass presentation in a caravan that heads through communities. We're looking for more junior and seniors in our carnival participation by the sensitization project of the Carnival Educational Development of the Arts, which will focus on the youths and the children in the school system, ensuring that they are aware and understand that carnival to us is not just about reveling. It goes way beyond that. Carnival is about the arts. It's about our creativity as a people. And therefore, encouraging more participation from the primary school level. At the level of the division, we understand that you can't train persons and get them excited, and therefore they don't have the wherewithal to participate even further. And therefore, at the divisional level, we are looking at a specific grant assistance program to the primary schools or any primary school that is willing to take part in the experience, because we recognize that primary schools will not have the wherewithal to do fundraising and those activities. But we want to ensure that we increase the participation of the youths in the arts, and that is the only place to do it in terms of ensuring preservation is through the school system. We will continue to involve heavily our traditional carnival characters in a very non-competitive forum so that it could become more inclusive. Everyone can feel that everyone should feel that they can participate and be a part of the whole experience and not feel as if they're not good enough to win a competition. The prediction for this year is to have 23 junior bands, 27 senior bands, and 34 traditional mass bands that we expect to take part in Carnival 2016. And of course, with the launch of the Carnival activities, we expect that the grants will be distributed to the bands between this week and next week, as long as they go into the Tobago Festival Commission and have themselves registered. Of course, we have our Black History Month activities coming up. And just before Black History Month, we would have hosted, as part of Calypso, celebrating Calypso History Month. This week, we have a team of persons going into schools to do Calypso writing workshops. We would have done the same activity last year, and we had some very positive feedback. And again, we are doing it this year, again, with the view to ensure that the preservation of the art form is done in a successful way, and that we will always have an upcoming crop of Calypsonians to ensure that we can continue to tell the story of our history through song, and to ensure that the social commentary, which is a part of our democracy, that it continues to remain a part of who we are. The Black History Month, we have a number of activities as usual during Black History Month, celebrating our journey. And we will again have the usual panel discussions on Tobago Channel 5. They partner with us with this to have a youth forum, and also some seniors who will talk and discuss the history. This year, we are also asking all schools to become involved in the celebration. I would have distributed in the last 2 to 3 weeks the film on the 1970 Revolution, produced by Mr. Alex DeVertiel. Therefore, I'm asking all schools, we would have distributed to all high schools, I'm asking all schools to find some time during the month of November to have the school as a group look at the film, and so that young people can understand a part of their history, a significant part of their history that would have occurred right in this, the island and also the country. It helps them to better understand that things that they take for granted now, jobs that they take for granted, you know, you had to be privileged in those days to get it. And therefore, perhaps with that understanding, they can better approach their work and their job activities when they come out of school. They can approach it, they can have a different approach to it in appreciating what was done in order for them to be able to have that opportunity and those opportunities that they have now.
Thank you for staying with us for the Tobago House of Assembly's Post-Executive Council Media Briefing for the week ending 31st October 2015.